Hi, I'm Trina. Welcome to my channel where we make wines more approachable for you. This video will be a special video as this would be my last video for the year 2021. Christmas is just around the corner and we will be celebrating Christmas in a few days' time. Before you know it, we're going to say goodbye to 2021. I believe most people would choose to celebrate with a bang for having survived COVID for another year. But for me this year, I would like to celebrate by counting my blessing and look forward to a COVID-free 2022. Hence, in this video, I would like to share with you my top 3 most memorable wine or wine-related purchases. What are they, you ask? Stay tuned to find out! Are you aware that how well a wine tastes has got to do with the wine glasses used? And a wine will taste differently in different types of glasses, therefore it is important to have the right kind of glasses. But let's face it, we can't be carrying a few different types of glasses all the time, right? And throughout my years of wine tasting event, believe me, I had it all. The ISO, the flute, the white as well as the red. Until finally I decided to invest in a glass for all wines. The first one that caught my eye was Omega from Zalto. Look at it, sleek and one of a kind. A wine glass by wine expert Hans Dance won't be wrong, right? But I don't really want to hold the wine glasses like that in my sleep. Not to mention that they are crystal and hand blown. So I looked into other variation and realized that the majority of people using Zalto are mostly Burgundy drinker. And frankly speaking, I still enjoy wines from other regions fairly much. My next consideration was the Gabriel glass. Being voted the best universal glass by Wine Folly surely was convincing. I had experienced both the stand art and gold and find gold especially fragile. Don't get me wrong, I like my glasses thin, but I'm not too sure I want to be worried about my wine glasses when I should be enjoying wines. Hence, finally, my search came to Sidonius, a wine glass made in France and almost half of the 1855 crews used them. So does a French wine glass able to rival the Austrian dominant of Zalto and Gabriel? Let's have a look. In Malaysia, currently we have 4 different types to choose from. The one I choose is called Empriente, which is supposed to be a universal red wine glass. Sidonius was actually born in Bordeaux, and it makes a lot of sense that for a person who loves French wine to have a French origin wine glasses. I must say though, the packaging of Sidonius is not as impressive as Gabriel, given that it does look like a shoebox from afar. What is nice though, it comes in a pair of 2 instead of Zalto that comes in a pair of 1, as well as Gabriel that comes in a pair of 6. Upon picking up the wine glass, I do find the weight is definitely not as light as Gabriel Gold, but it's definitely able to rival the Gabriel stand art. In terms of thinness of the glass, it's just nice for me. I have yet to put it to test with in terms of tasting. I guess I will do another video on that for the next year. If you look at it, there's a marking of a SY below the wine glass. And from the feel of it, actually it's quite thin. But as I said, the thinness, it's just right for me. Not too thick, not too thin. Yep, that's me. I just need to flick on the glass to hear the sound of the crystal. Forgive me for that. Looking at another glass, it is actually fairly easy to remove it from the packaging, given that it's actually quite minimal. If you do notice the wine glass seems to be a bit cloudy, or should I say not clean, it's because yes, I have not used it yet and I have yet to wash them. I will most probably put them to the test with other glasses, but I guess that will be for next year. We're going to compare a wine with few glasses, and definitely this is one of them. If you enjoyed the video so far, please give it a thumbs up. Throughout the years, I have come across with many wine openers, and the most common being used is the sommelier knife or waiter's friend seen here. However, there are some occasions which call for a more sophisticated opener, such as an old vintage wine. This is because, due to the aging, the wine cork can be brittle and using the usual opener will most probably damage the cork. Hence, I have invested in a cork extractor. Now why Royal Selangor? Because at the time, it was the only place where the cork extractor can be found. As time goes by, cheaper version of the cork extractor came out, and this Royal Selangor have since been in the storage. For your information, in 1979, Selangor Pewter received a royal warrant from the Sultan of Selangor. To reflect the royal endorsement and the diverse nature of the company, Selangor Pewter changed its name to Royal Selangor in 1992. If you wonder why the teapot is the icon of Royal Selangor, it's because it's among the first few items that was made, and it is really a gem. Apart from cork extractor, Royal Selangor has actually other items from their wine collection, which include decanter and also wine glasses. In this small booklet, they even show you how to use the cork extractor as well. The good thing about this cork extractor is it can be polished, and there is also an option to engrave words, but I have yet to do so. I wonder when I can bring it for engravement anyway, but I guess it will be seen on the next video next year when I'm going to use this particular cork extractor to open some vintage wine, hopefully. The final and most memorable item was none other than a 1981 vintage French wine. Why 1981, you ask? Yes, you guessed it. It is my birth year, and this year I celebrated my big 4-0. Now, Chateau Monrose is a winery in the Saint Estèphe appellation of the Bordeaux region of France. The wine produced here is classified as one of the 14 deuxième cru or second growth in the original Bordeaux wine official classification of 1855. Now, Monrose wines tend to be deeply tannic, and during excellent vintages can take up to 20 years to mature. So I'm not sure what the wine will taste like after another 40 years. Not to mention, 1981 is not one of the best years from the chateau, but at its turnout, it was holding very well. Although the aftertaste was a bit short, but it was nevertheless a very memorable vintage Bordeaux wine. Maybe I should consider getting another bottle for the Big 5-0, or try another 1981 wine from another chateau. Only time will tell. The good thing is, it's always good to taste vintage wine at a certain vintages. I guess like 40, 50, or even 60 years would actually make it very memorable. So yeah, why not? Maybe in my next video, you will see me tasting wine that's not only 20, 30 years old, maybe 10 years old. Heck, life is short, right? We should enjoy life. So looking forward to another great year in 2022. I hope you have enjoyed the video as much as I do. Till then, have a wonderful day. Bye!